born here in the US and grew up in Argentina. And it was crazy the perception of people had in America of difference from north to south. The US was super advanced and powerful, organized, and in the south everything was disorganized and there wasn't fight for power. And I learned so many things there, and like in Argentina everybody had their own Kabbalah. And I didn't even know what it was. I didn't grow up in any type of religious environment. But in Argentina, everybody had their Kabbalah for soccer, for this, or for work, or for getting girls. Everybody, they had these repetitions of things they did, or rituals that people followed to achieve results. It was crazy. But it was always the American dream that really ignited everyone down south as well. The dream of freedom and all the amazingness that was marketed. And I was able to experience that from both ends, being actual American living in South America as an immigrant. And it was very touching, since we are in occupied land here in the US from the natives that were living here, so many tribes. I'll call out all the names, but I don't have all, but Humash, Hopi, Coata, so many more. I could just probably spend a video investing, recalling them. But the point is that this was a super populated area and built, and in America there was a bigger empire than Rome. There were more streets, more art than the Roman Empire had. So it was a super developed continent across the board and integrated, connected from north to south. There was trade routes across the board, and they found plants from the north and the south, and the south for the north, stories, everything was intertwined. There's definitely relations within the native tribes and connections with their Eastern cultures. So I got to experience all that firsthand, living in Argentina, in the country, my friends, many descendants from native cultures locally. But always still that American dream of wow, and movies and cars, and cigarettes, and Marlboro, which recently Marlboro man, rest in peace, passed away, never smoked. And so that was like the pinpoint of the ironies of everything, you know, doctors recommending cigarettes and everything, American camo and all this branding that was magical and powerful and really captured the attention of a global audience with an epicenter here in America. And I was young, and I would just travel and then go back there and be limited. It was a different type of government, and there was no importation, so you could see the differences, and I had to experience that firsthand. And then coming here and today, where we are in the process of impeachment of a president again, and so much hatred and racism coming to the surface of it all from what we've seen in history. But yet there's been so much progress going on in this country. It's amazing. Like literally so many real good things that are coming out that are always overshadowed by the negativity that certain parts of this organization, this country does around the world. But it doesn't represent all the people, like most governments are not representing the people. It was always about the dream, about having a greater dream of being able to live your own life, your own freedom, across the board, and that's how America was in general before it was invaded. And so now we're coming back to this stage in time where we're realizing all these things quickly, and we're connecting back to these roots quickly, and we're seeing all these things come to the surface. It was imprinted also in everywhere, just even in the flag, by the 13 stars and the attributes of love, in which the source of it all emanates its love to us continuously, and we can expand on that. And also the 50 states, as well as the 50 gates of wisdom that compact all the knowledge, all the gates, super mystical stuff, magical. So finally, we're getting an understanding and putting all these things together, and the importance that we connect it all. We have advocates like Joe Rogan speaking out against like presidential candidate Joe Biden for having just such a close-minded perspective on cannabis that it's unacceptable in reality already. When paradigm shifts, some people still get it, but the shift happens. Same, we all have, since technology is here, experience on things changing. Before, things would take, for previous generations, things to change would take a long time. But since technology, we all gotta hang that things fly now. Things can move fast, innovation moves quickly, plants grow fast, things are in motion, things are always happening. So that's the key. And that's what's happening now. All these things are connecting. We're getting all the signs and the messages. There's a good dream behind all this. The American dream was based on that. It's used as propaganda and sold. And it should be re-engaged. It should be like, when the older I got, the less people in South America liked the United States, to one point it was like, oh, like today it's not the same as when I was a kid. All that evaporated worldwide, all that consciousness. And so same thing we can rebuild now with actions, and in each of our businesses, in each of our private projects. That's how we make the dream better for all. And that's what we're going through now.